Hi, I'm Dr. Mohammed Jeever. I'm a GP in the Borough of Rochdale. On Monday, the 9th of September, there's going to be significant changes in the way paperwork is processed when there is a bereavement within a locality. The family, the next of kin, need to really understand what the process is. Otherwise, it's going to cause significant unrest and disruption for the family, and it will delay the burial or cremation of your loved ones. So what's the difference from Monday? As of midnight on the 9th of September, the previous system we've had of certifying death and processing the paperwork to the registrar's office is going to change significantly. Where we have somebody who is expected to die, the current system as it stands prior to the 9th of September is that the GP or at least a doctor should have seen the deceased within the last 28 days whilst they were alive for their last illness. As of the new system, it could be a doctor who has seen them any time in their lifetime. So it could be a number of doctors who are in a position to issue a death certificate. Now, where there is an unexpected reportable death, and these are defined within Regulations 2019, which would be referred to the coroner, the expected deaths will still come to a doctor, most commonly the GP. And in this case, the GP will need to complete the new certificates, the medical certificate of the cause of death, or what we would call MCCD, and that paperwork would be completed and passed with the past 6 months of medical records, as well as a referral form to a new office that's been set up in all the areas across the country called the Medical Examiner's Office. Now that paperwork for 6 months, as well as our medical certificate for the cause of death or MCCD and the referral form, will be viewed by a new doctor called the medical examiner. These could be GPs, these could be consultants, but what they will do is look at the previous 6 months records, look at the medical certificate and ask the question, does the medical certificate match the past 6 months history? If that is the case, they will sign this certificate and send it to the registrar's office. And that is the end of that paperwork. And as far as the next of kin are concerned, the medical examiner's office will contact the next of kin to inform them that the paperwork has now gone to the registrar. The registrar has up to 5 days to process their paperwork, within which your loved one can be buried. In the instance where the medical examiner does not agree with the doctor for the cause of death, the medical examiner will ring the doctor and they will have a discussion, and if the doctor agrees that the medical certificate needs to be amended, then the doctor, i.e. your GP, will amend the certificate, produce a new one, send it to the medical examiner's office. The medical examiner will sign that one and send it to the registrar. Again, that is the end of the paperwork. Where the medical examiner and the GP doctor disagree and cannot come to an agreement, there's likely to be a role for the coroner for them to intervene and see if they can identify a cause of death. Now, the important thing here is that prior to the 9th of September, family members, community members would have contacted the GP, and in some instances, the GP is pressurized into producing the certificate so that the death certificate can be sent to the registrar and a burial can occur. In the new system, the GP really has no influence and no ability to process the paperwork any faster than sending it to the medical examiner's office. And therefore, the rate limiting step, the place where if there is a delay, the likely delay is going to occur, is going to be with the medical examiner. So really, for family members, community members, if you feel that something needs to occur sooner, you need to contact your local medical examiner's office. You can get the number for them from your local GP, but do not contact the GP because there's nothing the GP can do. This will now be in the hands of the medical examiner. The GP, when completing the referral form, does have the ability to identify on there whether this is an urgent referral, and in some instances, especially around faith deaths, where there may be a Jewish burial, a Muslim burial, and speed and time is of the essence, they can identify on that referral form, and where possible the medical examiner's office will try and expedite the paperwork in those cases. We still have the issue around weekends and what will happen, and there isn't one standard process across the country. I know in my area, which covers Salford, Rochdale, Bury and Oldham, our medical examiner's officers will be available on the weekends and bank holidays between 9:30 and 11:30. A death occurs at 12 o'clock or afterwards, midday afterwards, and that paperwork will have to wait until the following morning when it would be processed. Unfortunately, there's very little we can do, and the medical examiner service is not available throughout the weekend and throughout bank holidays. So unfortunately, there is an issue there that needs addressing as we move forward. But for now, as of the 9th of September, which is the coming Monday, the system will change across the country, across England and Wales. And if a death occurs after the 9th of September, contact your local GP for the medical examiner's office if they've not already contacted you. And that is the office that you need to liaise with to work out where the paperwork is up to, when it will be passed to the registrar, if there is any problems identified, and if so, what's going to happen moving forward. Hope you find that useful, and all the best for the future.